What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea. And ahead of our tie with Southampton at the weekend, a 3 p.m. kickoff, I'm joined by Freddie from the Ugly Inside. Freddie, it's been a while. How are you?
Good, mate. Personally, good football. I think you mentioned it on our preview just a minute ago. Stale at the moment, but Pellegrino wants a reaction, and I hope we get it.
Well, yeah, obviously, Southampton this season haven't been what many would expect. Obviously, each time you bring in a new manager to the league, Claude Puel, Ronald Koeman, despite Puel not bringing you the most elaborate football, got you a top 10 finish, FA Cup. Ronald Koeman obviously got you into those European spots. Before that, Pochettino, don't need to say anything else about him and what he's gone on to do. But obviously, excuse me, wow, Pellegrino has not been as exciting as many people thought he would be after performing well in La Liga. But tell me a bit about Southampton this season. I mean, what has been going on?
Well, so far we've been Mr. Inconsistent. The fixtures fell kindly for us at the beginning of the season, starting with Swansea at home, messed it up royally with a 0-0 draw. We managed to scrape a win against West Ham in the last minute from a penalty. And the 4 wins that we've had so far, one was a last-minute winner against West Brom. One was a wonder goal against West Brom. The first one was West Ham, rather. And the other 2 were against clubs at the lowest. So we smashed Everton the week before they signed Sam Allardyce. And we sneaked a 1-0 victory at Selhurst Park, I think the week after Hodgson came in. So, not very encouraging, although having said that a couple of weeks ago, we had some encouraging performances after the Everton game, Man City game, we took them all the way, unlucky not to go away with anything. It was a very encouraging performance against Arsenal, 1-1, again very unlucky, but Wednesday night just absolutely shambolic. No one turned up, they couldn't string 2 passes together, the attitude stinks, so Pellegrino's got some work to do once again before we go up to the bridge.
Well, yeah, it sounds like. I mean, like you're saying, you had a pretty iffy season so far, other than that Everton game, and there has been other than that game, I know there's been a big kind of a lack of goals really from you, because obviously you're known for having some pretty decent strikers over the past few years. I mean, Ricky Lambert, even though he's a lot older, when you came up to the Prem, scored a lot of goals. Sadio Mane before he moved to Liverpool as well. Charlie Austin, when he's played for you, he's scored goals. Do you expect him to start this weekend?
Charlie Austin is. I was very surprised to see him against Leicester, but fair play to him. He played another game, and it's very unlikely that he plays 3 games in a week. I think Pellegrino is probably not doing him much of a favour recently. Austin's coming off too late in the game. He's a great striker. He's brilliant when he starts the game, but honestly, I think maybe Shane Long or Gabbiadini will start against Chelsea. I think they've got more legs, they've got more energy, and Charlie Austin, as I say, historically doesn't finish or doesn't start 3 games in a week, but he's been starting recently. He's scored 4 goals in 5 games now, and it's proven. I think he's now 11 in his last 11 starts. He's scored 8 goals for us, and it's refreshing to see that a striker finally scoring consistently for Saints. And as you say, we've had players like Mane, Lambert, we've had Pella over the couple of years. Charlie Austin's the guy that we need to that drives us forward. Gabbiadini is a different type of striker. He'll get along the back line, playing off the shoulder of the defenders. And Shane Long, very quick on the counter attack. And Nathan Redmond can double up as a forward, but he's very much a winger that will cut inside.
Well, you've summarised a lot of your attacking threats. I mean, obviously Nathan Redmond, you said. I forgot about Gabbiadini, if I'm honest. But I mean, there are a lot of players in that squad that can bring something to attack us, really. If Chelsea want to win this game convincingly, obviously we had a very lacklustre performance against West Ham. That's an understatement. Obviously, we kind of brought it back a bit against Huddersfield, a team which, let's be honest, aren't performing at their best. But you guys seem to be trundling along and getting points, or very unlucky to get them in certain places. How can we exploit Southampton?
Well, I think you've got it right there. We're trundling along. There's no, let's say spark, despite the few recent performances. How you can exploit us? Well, I think you need to go for the jugular straight away. I think an early goal against Saints will drop the heads. Having said that, if we get an early goal, then confidence will build within the squad. But you've obviously got players that can damage us all over the park, from your wingers to your strikers. A world-class goalkeeper. So even if we do manage to get away a few shots, Courtois, I think behind De Gea is probably one of the second best goalkeeper in the league. But no, Southampton. You think you need go quick off the mark, score an early goal, and it'll be really hard for Saints to come back into the side, into the game, if we go down to an early goal. And I think we haven't really come back from any games having gone behind first so far this season.
Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. We get that early goal, but other than that, two more things. First of all, I want to know what your predicted lineup for Southampton would be.
Well, I've just recorded my predicted team. Pellegrino made 4 changes on Wednesday night, and considering we had a really, a top-notch performance against Arsenal, literally everybody that I spoke to after the match, why did he change the side? Why did he change it up when we had a very good performance against Arsenal? But I think Pellegrino will make more changes again against Chelsea, and I think what will happen is, although I haven't been calling any of these right so far this season, but I think he'll probably do something like we did at Manchester City. Really sit deep, go for the 5 at the back, maybe just quickly through the lineup. My prediction would be Forster in goal, who actually has been improving over the last few weeks. He's had a lot of criticism before the Everton game and before that and beyond last season or so. Back 5 in Cedric, Yoshida, who scored on Wednesday night, Van Dijk, Wesley Hoot, who apparently has been throwing his toys out the pram on social media this week because he was dropped or wasn't even selected in the matchday squad against Leicester, and he got dropped for the Bournemouth game. Left back, Ryan Bertrand, obviously you know a thing or two about him, won the Champions League, of course, for you guys. In midfield, what I would call is probably Oriol Romeu, again another ex-Chelsea boy, and alongside him, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who has played some of the last 4 games. He's picked 2 man of the match performances. He was dropped against Leicester. Don't know why. I think Lamina will drop to the bench. Ahead of him, this is tricky. I think Davis had a really poor game against Leicester. I predict James Ward-Prowse to come in. We rely on his dead ball abilities from corners and free kicks, excellent deliveries. And
he's
up top,
a very underrated player, isn't he, James Ward-Prowse? I mean, people bang on about young English talent. This guy's been England under 21s. He's been through it with Loftus-Cheek and many of our other players. Why has he not been noticed as much? Is there something about his game which just isn't there, or is it a case of he's just flying under the radar?
I'm a big believer of James Ward-Prowse, but the trouble that we have since we've come back to the Premier League, we're always starting to invest in more and more talent. So the trouble that he's got, I don't think he's ever really been first choice midfielder. Now we've got the likes of Romeu, Davis, Højbjerg, Lamina, Tadic, who can play left and right. Ward-Prowse has played right and left this season. He played right wing back actually a few weeks ago. You've got Redmond in the same squad as well. So we are stacked with midfield talent. Ward-Prowse, much like Redmond, both of them come through the under-21 setup for a long, long time. And Ward-Prowse obviously a captain as well for England. Some fans think he's not good enough to play for Saints. I still believe that he's got the potential to be a great footballer, but I think it's just too much competition in the squad right now. Yeah. To finish off the 11 as well, I mean, what I would say, the probably 2 up top will be Shane Long and Gabbiadini. I probably wouldn't bring in Austin, and we need the energy from Long and Gabbiadini to chase that ball. And to be honest, we will be chasing the ball pretty much all the afternoon on Saturday.
Well, I hope so, because we need to get another win on our belts and get another little run going over Christmas. I mean, realistically, for us, these are games that we should win. But obviously, West Ham, prime example of how football often likes to make sure that teams don't get the result they deserve. Well, deserve or need. Deserves the wrong word, because we definitely didn't deserve it on day. But other than that, Freddie, last thing, please give me a score prediction.
I would absolutely snatch your hand off for a point at this point in time. I can't see anything more than a Chelsea win, to be honest. I think it's probably going to be comfortable for you. Probably, I'll stay positive and go 3-0 Chelsea.
Wow. Okay, that's That's a big thing. I mean, is you not very confident in Pellegrino and his ability to maybe shift someone in the team? Does he need to go?
No, he won't go unless we absolutely royally mess this up over this winter. Although, having said that, obviously we play you away on Saturday. After Christmas on Boxing Day, it's Spurs away, followed by Man United away. In between that, next weekend we've got Huddersfield at home. So if we don't pick up any points against Huddersfield at home next weekend, the pressure really will be on. But historically, Saints aren't a football club to sack managers mid-term, and we haven't seen it in many years. So despite the moans and groans and the discontent, I still think Pellegrino's still going to be with a job.
Wow. Okay, well, I certainly wouldn't be if it was me in charge, but obviously I'm not Southampton. But guys, if you do want to see more about this kind of stuff, which is it's really interesting to follow, because let's be honest, Southampton really have been in the news this season because normally there's something going on. So head over to the Ugly Inside as well. It's the Southampton fanzine as well. So they've been around for years and years and years. They're moving online. They've been doing it the past few years. Freddie's been pulling that, kicking and screaming, and is doing a fantastic job. So make sure you subscribe to the Ugly Inside. Also head over there to see my opposition analysis as well. As well as that, obviously, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Freddie, thank you for coming on.
No problem, mate. Good to see you, and we'll catch up Saturday.
Definitely. See you on Saturday. So make sure you check out the fan cams that day as well. And guys, we will see you very, very soon. Take care.